Plus, public outrage. The company operating the oil rig that exploded, killing 11 people last year, just awarded its bigwigs bonuses for having the best year in safety? What? Who is holding these oil companies responsible? And who decided that 11 lives lost and ruining our waters is at all acceptable?
The camera lens can only show you so much. With the natural eye, when you get to look over the horizon for mile after mile after mile of oil, no, you're not getting the real picture unless you're actually there, see it, smell it, taste it.
An oil rig explodes in the Gulf of Mexico, instantly killing 11 workers and ultimately dumping something like 200 million gallons of oil into the environment. It was and continues to be one of the worst man-made environmental disasters in history. Look at it. Yet less than a year later, guess who's walking away with big fat bonuses? And guess why they earn those big fat bonuses? Top executives at Transocean, the company that leased the failed oil drilling rig to BP, just pocketed huge so-called safety bonuses. You heard that right. Transocean says senior managers got big checks for the, quote, best year in safety performance in our company's history, end quote. The CEO's bonus was something like $375,000. I'm going to get to Transocean's response to our request for comment, but first, straight out to a man who really knows what's going on. Al Walker, a charter boat captain and underwater photographer who witnessed the revolting destruction caused by the rig explosion. Captain Al, I should say, your reaction to their comments that they've had the best year in safety.
Well, I'd like to say that they could take some of that money and dedicate it to properly remediating our marshes and also contributing some of that money to get some proper blood testing done for Corexic 9500, which still has not been done to date.
Are you angry about their statement? Does it make you mad? Because it makes my blood boil.
Yeah, the whole thing makes us mad. You know, the whole thing is the fact of the matter that our marshes are still saturated with oiled plastics as far as the eye can see, and they're getting big giant bonuses, and we're just looking at this crap all over, everywhere.
So it's still
a problem. Yeah, it does make me angry.
It's still a problem
absolutely.
Today.
Absolutely, it's a problem. As I told your producers today, I strongly and willingly invite you, along with BP or anybody else, to come out with cameras and visit these marshes just covered in oil still today. And no workers, nowhere to be found. Since the last time I spoke to you, the last time I've spoke to you, I've volunteered my time to environmental groups and environmental attorneys such as Louisiana Environmental Action Network and Stuart Smith of Smith Stagg Law Firm, and they're not backing up. They're telling the truth, and I'm volunteering my time to everybody that's telling the truth. So all these bonuses that Feinberg's getting and Transocean's getting to simply cover this thing up, I'll just let them know this right now. We're not going anywhere. We're going to tell the truth till the end.
Reached out to Transocean, and they said, we acknowledge that some of the wording in our 2010 proxy statement may have been insensitive in light of the incident that claimed the lives of 11 exceptional men. Nothing was intended to minimize this tragedy or diminish the impact it has had on those who lost loved ones. You know, you're missing the point. It's arrogance.
Yeah, the fact of the matter. Yeah, it is. It is arrogant in the fact of the matter. People did die. And, you know, accidents do happen. If the accident
Coming back, I want you to talk to these people.
Oil-soaked turtles, dead porpoises, you know, just plumes of oil blowing through the oil rigs that are completely covered in live rock and sponge.
Captain Al, what would you say to those executives who gave themselves bonuses and congratulated themselves on their safety record when they were responsible for one of the worst oil disasters in history?
I would say you don't deserve it. You don't deserve any bonuses for contributing this much harm to Mother Nature and mankind. You don't deserve it.
You know what? I
Give it to somebody that could use it.
Can I say, I hope they rot in hell? She said, well, maybe you say they should be ashamed of themselves. You know what I say? May they rot in hell. Nancy Grace is up next.